Hello everyone, and welcome to our deep dive into Nvidia's latest earnings report. In today's volatile tech market, most people stay fixated on current revenue and profit growth. However, we must realize one thing. Earnings numbers only tell the story of the past. It is the quality of our questions that reveals the future. Today, we are going beyond the surface of cold financial data. We will meticulously break down the key insights from CEO Jensen Huang and CFO Colette Kress, specifically addressing the 8 major market anxieties that are currently on everyone's mind. Together, we will look through the noise to understand Nvidia's true competitive moat in this AI industrial revolution and define the future boundaries that will drive this tech giant's next chapter. Let's begin our in-depth analysis. Next, let's explore the most fundamental shift, the evolution of software from being pre-recorded to being generative. In the old era, software functioned like a pre-recorded CD or tape. The content was pre-written, and the computer's role was simply to retrieve and read it, requiring minimal computing power. However, in the new AI era, software has transformed into a stage for live performance. It no longer just pulls existing data. Instead, it generates every single token and every image in real time based on the user's specific needs. This shift to real-time generation is driving an exponential explosion in the demand for compute. This explains why current data center scales are far from sufficient. We're at the threshold of a $3 to $4 trillion market restructuring, a movement that is not just a technical upgrade, but an inevitable industrial revolution. Now we need to flip our perspective. In the AI era, GPUs are no longer just a cost on the balance sheet. They are, in fact, money-printing factories for token production. Looking at this pipeline, the $700 billion in capital expenditure from cloud giants isn't being wasted. Instead, it's being converted into the essential machinery of AI factories, the GPU clusters. These factories operate 24/7, printing token after token. These tokens power AI-generated content and autonomous agent tasks, which are ultimately converted into consistent, tangible revenue through APIs and subscription services. This leads to our core insight. As long as agentic AI helps businesses generate profit, purchasing GPUs is an expansion of money-making capacity. This is not a simple expense. It is a strategic buildup of future productivity. Moving forward, let's discuss Nvidia's most formidable moat, the advantage of its general-purpose platform. There are common concerns regarding Nvidia's reliance on a few tech giants. However, the reality is that Nvidia's customer base has already transcended any single sector. Thanks to its highly flexible hardware and software architecture, the exact same platform can be used to train chatbots or simulate complex weather systems. As we can see, the ecosystem spans from sovereign AI, where nations like Japan and France are building national AI infrastructure, to the automotive industry for autonomous driving, and pharmaceutical giants utilizing AI to accelerate drug discovery. This diversity creates immense, anti-fragility. Even if one specific industry faces a downturn, Nvidia's universal technological foundation allows it to thrive in others. This is not just a triumph of engineering, but a masterstroke of business strategy. If GPUs are elite musicians, then CUDA is the maestro conducting a symphony of hundreds of GPUs in perfect harmony. It's important to understand that modern AI models are so massive they cannot run on a single chip. They require the collective power of hundreds of GPUs. Without sophisticated scheduling software, computing power is wasted on communication delays between chips, resulting in slow responses, much like an orchestra without a conductor, where everyone is out of sync. Nvidia's CUDA software moat lies in its ability to achieve flawless synchronous orchestration. In business terms, this translates to extreme optimization that drastically reduces the cost of generating a single token. For cloud giants investing billions, lower costs mean maximized profits. This is why even if competitors can build hardware, they struggle to challenge Nvidia, because you're not just buying chips, you're buying a highly optimized productivity system. Now let's talk about the often overlooked half of the AI system. If the GPU is the brain responsible for complex thought and computation, then the CPU is the butler managing the execution and integration of tools. In the era of agentic AI, AI is no longer just sitting there chatting with you. It needs to search for information, invoke software, and execute multi-step tasks. In these scenarios, a powerful GPU alone is insufficient. If the butler is too slow, the brain is forced to wait, leading to a waste of expensive computing power. This is precisely why Nvidia developed its own high-performance CPUs. By using a top-tier CPU to handle data pre-processing and post-training logical orchestration, we can truly unleash the GPU's full potential. To put it simply, as AI evolves into an agent that actually gets things done, the synergy between the brain and the butler becomes the essential puzzle piece for maximizing AI performance. We reveal the most stunning secret within Nvidia's financial reports. How does it maintain a 75% gross margin while customers are still clamoring for more? The answer lies in the two curves on this chart. Notice that when Nvidia launches a new generation of chips, while the price might slightly double, the performance provided experiences an exponential leap, soaring by 50 times. What does this mean in practice? For the customer, although the individual chip is more expensive, the total cost of ownership to achieve the same computing goal, in terms of space, power, and time, has actually dropped significantly. This is why Nvidia possesses absolute pricing power. They are outrunning Moore's law, constantly neutralizing price resistance through massive leaps in performance. This is more than just selling hardware. It is the ultimate execution of compute economics. Let's examine how Nvidia secures its long-term dominance. This is more than just a hardware company selling chips. It is a master of strategic investment. Nvidia currently sits on a cash pile of nearly $100 billion. Rather than rushing to push up its stock price through short-term tactics, it chooses to invest this capital into an ecosystem-building strategy we call fish farming. This cycle flows in two critical directions. First, it secures supply by prepaying vendors like TSMC to lock down advanced manufacturing capacity for years to come, effectively starving competitors of resources. Second, it creates demand by investing in leading AI startups like OpenAI. As these companies succeed, their hunger for Nvidia's compute power only grows. By, locking down supply with one hand and creating demand with the other, Nvidia has created a closed-loop strategy. Its moat is no longer just about engineering. It's about a symbiotic ecosystem. This is the true secret to Nvidia's enduring and unshakable position in the AI era. Now we turn our gaze toward a distant frontier, space computing. While some imagine building massive data centers in orbit, physics presents significant challenges. The vacuum of space lacks air for heat dissipation, causing equipment to overheat as if trapped in a thermos. Simultaneously, the bandwidth costs of transmitting massive volumes of raw data back to Earth are astronomical. This is why edge computing is the true solution. Nvidia's technology enables satellites to perform real-time AI analysis directly in orbit. Instead of transmitting thousands of raw images, the satellite identifies and sends only the critical results, such as the exact coordinates of a forest fire. This represents the ultimate extension of Nvidia's compute power. From factories on Earth to satellites in space, we are redefining the boundaries of human information through smarter edge computing. Finally, we reach the conclusion of our report. Through the analysis in these slides, a clear conclusion emerges. Nvidia has long transcended its role as a mere hardware chip manufacturer. What it has built is an all-encompassing empire composed of four key pillars: token production, perfect CUDA orchestration, a dual-core GPU+CPU architecture, and a deeply integrated capital ecosystem. These four pillars collectively sustain Nvidia's absolute market leadership. Our ultimate insight is this: Nvidia is restructuring the global computing infrastructure, a market valued at $3 to $4 trillion. In this new generative era, Nvidia does not just provide components. It has become the, base operating system of the era itself. The AI industrial revolution has only just begun, and Nvidia holds the master key to the future. Thank you for your time.